Filler words are the secret ingredient to sounding like a native in French, so today I will share with you the most important French filler words as well as some cultural nuances, so you can use them like an expert. I'm Kritika from FluentU, and we want to help you learn French through real-world videos, so you can speak just like a native. In this video, I will be going over 12 filler words and phrases in French and how to use them, give you example sentences, and explain some language nuances that will help you understand why these phrases are thrown into everyday speech. Genre. Genre is a filler word that basically means like, and it's a filler that you can throw into your speech if you are giving a description of something that's not super exact. Kind of like how we say in English, he was like 6 feet tall, or it was like almost empty. Elle achète genre 200 gâteaux pour la fête. Il fait genre 1000 degrés dehors. Do take note that genre has other meanings as well, like type, sort, or gender, so if you hear it in everyday speech, it doesn't always mean like. For example, Pauline ne regarde pas ce genre de film. Ben. Ben is one of those French words that I learned in French class and was like, do French people actually say this? Ben is used by French people all the time, and it's typically used at the beginning of a sentence as an interjection or to mean, well. It's also a phrase that expresses disbelief. For example, ben je sais pas, or ben qu'est-ce que tu en penses? In this next video example, we can also see that it can mean something quite different in a regional context. In this case, it means very, and she's saying it's at the very minimum 30 or so euros.
Petite tenue sur lequel on va craquer dans un magasin, c'est au bas mot minimum une trentaine d'euros la petite tenue.
It can also be used to express exasperation, like ben non, pourquoi tu penses que je te déteste? Or perhaps ben oui, bien sûr, je viens à la soirée. Bah. Next is ba, and ba is pretty similar to ben in that it's used at the beginning of sentences, and it can be used to mean well or also express some exasperation or exclamation. Ba can also mean The way I see the connotation difference is that ba is used more often when you're contemplating something or are perhaps not so sure, like bah je sais pas si je peux aller mais je vais essayer.
Ben mais c'est pas grave, ça on l'a fait en 3D.
Ah bon?
Bah oui, on fait un hologramme.
Ah c'est possible?
Ou bien. Ou bien means or even, or perhaps, and indeed. And the way I see it is that you say, here's an option, ou bien, here's another perfectly good option.
Par exemple, manger des insectes ou bien des algues. Gloops.
Even though ou bien are seen as synonyms, there is a slight connotation difference between the two in some cases. Take these sample sentences, for example. Tu peux venir avec moi ou rester à la maison versus tu peux venir avec moi ou bien rester à la maison. Now, this is a very slight connotation thing, but depending on the tone of voice, the first sample sentence could mean you can come with me or you can stay at home. But the emphasis is that staying at home is the slightly worse option, whereas the sentence with ou bien kind of indicates that you can come with me or stay at home, and both are perfectly good options. This isn't a definite distinction by any means, but it can definitely help you add some nuance to your French understanding or speaking if that's necessary. Up is a very cute French filler word, and it's basically used to indicate the start of any effort or action. It's used in phrases like hop là, like kind of like there we go, or allez hop. Sometimes you also say it multiple times in a row, like hop hop hop, marche par là s'il te plaît.
Hop, on va laisser refroidir, vous allez voir le résultat.
La galère. La galère is used to express a pain, a struggle, or a chore, and it's basically used in any situation to describe something as a real bore. Ici au bureau, c'était vraiment la galère sans toi. Ce projet, je crois que ça va être une grosse galère. By the way, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Comme tu veux. Comme tu veux is an easy phrase. It means whatever you want or as you wish. And I'm throwing this in specifically because in English, whatever you want tends to have a passive-aggressive connotation. And in French, it can also have the same connotation, but it's often just thrown into everyday speech when discussing options, and it's not necessarily a passive-aggressive phrase. Je peux t'emmener ou tu peux commander un taxi, comme tu veux. Il y a des pâtes dans le frigo ou plein de restaurants juste à côté, donc comme tu veux. Let's do a quiz. I'm going to give you a short passage and you have to add some filler words to it to make it sound more natural. Tu es déjà parti en vacances? Non, en fait, j'ai perdu mon passeport. Vraiment? C'est horrible. Ouais, ça fait 2 ans que je n'ai pas voyagé, donc je dois le trouver. So Obviously, there are multiple right answers here, but personally, I would add Tu es déjà parti en vacances? Bah non. En fait, j'ai perdu mon passeport. Vraiment? La galère. C'est horrible. Ouais, ça fait genre 2 ans que je n'ai pas voyagé, donc je dois le trouver. Let me know which filler words you added in the comments below. Obviously, with filler words, you get used to them the more you hear them, so I like watching FluentU videos so I can understand exactly which words appear before and after, as well as get used to hearing filler words in quick speech. FluentU also has little grammar tips so that your most common questions around these words can be answered, and since our experts keep our libraries up to date, you are sure to be getting the most relevant and current fillers, so you're always speaking like a native today. There's a link to a free trial of FluentU in the description, and you have to check it out so that you can become a total expert in French. Mais. Mais doesn't just mean but, it can also be used as an exclamation. But as we can see here on FluentU, it can be a little tricky because it can both be an interjection to express doubt, but also certainty. But don't worry, because tone and context should be enough for you to understand the distinction between those uses. Here's a quick video example that uses mais as well as genre, a filler that we learned earlier.
Elle ne peut pas s'empêcher de tout me raconter. Mais genre...
N'importe quoi. I love this filler because it's so fun to say. And n'importe quoi means nonsense. N'importe quoi. For example, n'importe quoi, tu ne peux pas acheter un chat si vite.
Non mais n'importe quoi, et puis t'as déjà inventé quelque chose toi?
Quand même. If you add quand même into your everyday vocabulary, you are sure to sound like a French native. Quand même doesn't have an exact English translation, but it means something like anyways, even so, or still. C'est quand même un peu bizarre. Or, ce n'était pas son travail, mais il le faisait quand même.
On pensait que vous seriez quand même capable de travailler.
Vous en avez de l'humour.
As you can see from the sample video, quand même can be sometimes hard to catch in everyday speech because of how fast it's said. Instead of quand being pronounced like quand même, speakers will often open it up more, quand même, so that it flows into the même better. C'est ça. C'est ça means, yep, that's it, and it's used to affirm things that people are saying or doing. Et puis j'ajoute les champignons? Oui, c'est ça, exactement. It can also be used as a question tag for clarification. Tu marches pour aller au supermarché, c'est ça? En tout cas. En tout cas means in any case, and the reason I love this filler is that it's often thrown into everyday speech in ways that you might not in English. What I've noticed is that American English speakers often use voice inflection and hand gestures to add nuance to our speech, while French speakers rely more on filler words like these and add them into everyday speech to add more nuance to what they're saying. En tout cas, on s'est bien amusé. En tout cas, je pense que c'est une bonne idée. If you like this video, then you should definitely check out our previous video on 25 more words to help you sound more like a natural in French. In combination with this video, that gives you a very robust set of vocab to make sure your skills are just like that of a native. I've also included a free PDF below of all of the words in this video, so you can refer to them anytime.